Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Apple, Spotify, or Google, please leave a 5-star rating and review. It supports the podcast and it doesn't cost you anything. This content is brought to you by Uphold, which is a great platform that I've been using since 2017. You can buy, sell, trade cryptocurrencies, equities, and precious metals. They have 10 plus million users, 250 plus cryptocurrencies, and they're available in 150 countries. Once again, I've been using this platform for a long time, so I can vouch for it. But as with all exchanges, you can buy and sell on them, but I highly recommend you custody your own crypto, not your keys, not your coins. If you'd like to learn more about Uphold, please visit the link in the description. All right, my friends, we got some big news from Coinbase today. In yesterday's podcast, I told you all about the preview of the campaign that was going to be launched today, and Coinbase showed a blue ball in a like 6-second clip. Well, that announcement that came today is called Base. So Coinbase, they tweeted out, Base is an Ethereum Layer 2 that offers a secure, low-cost, developer-friendly way for anyone, anywhere to build decentralized applications. Our goal with Base is to make on-chain the next online and onboard 1 billion plus users into the crypto economy. This is great, guys. Very bullish. Whether you like Coinbase or Ethereum or not, it is great. I love to see the infrastructure being built for this market and the on and off ramps being built that will help usher in more folks into the technology, whether they're builders, investors, whatever it may be. So this is awesome. Coinbase, of course, has a strong brand. They're the largest US crypto exchange. They're publicly traded, and they're using Ethereum, of course, which is one of the top crypto and blockchains out there. I hold Ether in my portfolio, so this is really great. You know, I've often talked to you guys about Metcalfe's law and network adoption. The more building that happens on a blockchain or a network, the stronger it becomes, the more valuable it becomes. And here, the stronger this Ethereum blockchain is going to become. And for other blockchains as well, the same is true. But then the native token becomes more valuable as a result. Now, it's important to note that Base is not a token. They said, we do not plan to issue a new network token for Base and will use ETH as the native gas token. So that's great to hear, guys, because what we don't want is another FTX FTT token. And one could say BNB as well, right? A centralized token. And I think that would be seen very bad given all the things that we saw happen last year with Celsius and FTX and so forth. So great to see that they're supporting the native token of the blockchain. Now, this is a great initiative, a great idea, and I think game theory will play out here. We could see other crypto platforms do the same, and they're not, you know, they're going to use other blockchains like maybe Algorand, the XRP Ledger, whatever it may be, Cardano. But this is really a great idea, and it's just going to help a lot of people to enter the crypto market and to easily build. And here, the website for Base is base.org if you want to go learn. And you can build a lot of different things, games, lending protocols, whatever it may be. Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, he tweeted out about this. Some more data or information here that they shared. Base is secured by Ethereum, empowered by Coinbase, open source with optimism. And I personally have not heard of Optimism, the Optimism Foundation. And they said that through the open source, setup with Optimism, they're able to achieve decentralization. So that's great to hear. And they said finally here with big features and small fees. So they also said Base will be the on-chain home for Coinbase, an open ecosystem where anyone anywhere can build decentralized apps that reach the next 1 billion plus users, a bridge that brings our users on chain and enables them to go anywhere, including layer 1, other layer 2s, and ecosystems like Bitcoin and Solana. So very interesting, guys. I think this is a great idea and a smart move by Coinbase, because you want to be that platform that enables people to be able to build Web3 apps, right? To build utilities. So Whether you like Coinbase or you don't like them, or you like Ethereum or you don't like Ethereum, this is great. And I think, once again, game theory, we're going to see other folks do the same, and they're going to use different blockchains. So great move here by Coinbase. And if you guys want to learn more, it's base.org. Now let's move ahead. You all know that there's been the big Operation Choke Point 2.0, where you have a lot of government agencies like the SEC, the OCC, the Federal Reserve, and so forth have been targeting crypto, right? We saw a lot of enforcement actions over the past few weeks. And there's been talks that there were potential banking cutoff for crypto companies. Well, we have an update here. So Alexander Grieve, he tweeted out the following with some details. He said, the U.S. banking regulators, U.S. OCC, Federal Reserve, and FDIC issue another joint statement on crypto, highlighting potential liquidity risks to banks from crypto-related activities. He said, this statement here seems to be a direct response to all the attention recently from Congress and industry around Operation Choke Point 2.0. And he shared a screenshot showing a statement here saying, banking organizations are neither prohibited nor discouraged from providing banking services to customers of any specific class or type, or as permitted by law and regulation. So this is why we have to keep the pressure on, because then it boils up into Congress and there's a lot of discussions, and it helps keep some of these agencies accountable. Because look, it's tough out there, right? And it's tough in the US right now for crypto. Not that crypto is dead or crypto is going anywhere. I think this is them trying to slow it down because it's moving so fast. It's causing so much disruption, especially for the incumbents, which I think are lobbying the hell out of members of Congress and regulators to try to slow this down, because they want to take control of crypto, right? The JP Morgans, the Goldman Sachs, the BlackRock, they want to have their stake in the ground. They want to control it, because for the first time ever, retail was able to front run them and adopt the technology and hold the tokens. They would love to hold the majority of the tokens and then sell it to you, right? That's been the game historically, controlling the money, controlling the assets, and manipulating them. And they weren't able to do that this time around. And they're trying to slow it down. And this is why guys like Gary Gensler, I call him corrupt, because he's doing their bidding, right? And he's the big whale of the regulators who's doing a lot of damage to the crypto market. Now let's move ahead. We got actually an example of what I'm talking about here. SEC objects to Binance US $1 billion Voyager deal, alleging sale of unregistered securities. Federal and New York regulators object to a $1 billion deal they say may be unlawful and discriminatory as they examine Voyager's VGX token. So Voyager, as you all know, is bankrupt, right? They are in a mess, and it's kind of like to the highest bidder goes the spoils. But actually, let me add some context here. Many folks have their funds stuck on Voyager, right? It's another Celsius FTX situation, so it's bad. There's people who need to get their funds back, and the fact that they're blocking this shows that they don't care about retail investors. Oh yeah, this company's bankrupt. Like, let Binance take it over. If you want to get rid of the token, the native token, right? That's fine, but let them get their other funds. You block this buyout. I mean, it really, really sucks here. And, this could also be a move of the US really targeting Binance and trying to block them from controlling anything and doing anything. But I know part of it is just the SEC trying to stop exchanges, slow them down, and so forth. So the move follows increasing interventions into crypto by the SEC, whose probes into the alleged sales of unregistered securities recently caused crypto exchange Kraken to shutter crypto staking operations in the US. Elements of the proposed Binance US Voyager deal may also infringe the law, given how the plan envisages repaying Voyager's former customers, the SEC said. Under the deal, the transactions in the crypto assets necessary to effectuate the rebalancing, the redistribution of such assets to account holders may violate the prohibition in Section 5 of the Securities Act of 1933 against the unregistered offer, sale, or delivery after sale of securities a filing by the SEC said, citing in particular the VGX token issued by Voyager. This is such BS. This is clearly the SEC not caring for retail investors who are hurting right now. And remember, Congressman Tom Emmer had said it too, and many other folks. Where was the SEC looking into Voyager, Celsius, and FTX and all these companies that collapsed? They didn't do their job. They just let it happen. Why? It fit their agenda. Now they're coming and saying, no bailout. No. You can't bail this out and, help get these users their funds back. No. Because of the VGX token. The whole exchange is collapsed. They're bankrupt. The VGX token is garbage right now. So you can clearly see the SEC not thinking about retail investors. And that's a shame. Now, speaking of the SEC, Commissioner Hester Peirce, who will actually be interviewing next week, she tweeted out yesterday, getting lots of questions regarding stablecoins and the SEC, facts and circumstances, of course, but the SEC should defer to Congress, which is actively considering the issue. In the meantime, we and other regulators could hold public roundtables. Enforcement actions aren't the way to write rules. So we know she's been on the side of crypto and logical, reasonable regulations, but the other folks at the SEC, especially corrupt regulator Gary Gensler, of course, has his own agenda for the incumbents. And I feel like she's the lone person there trying to fight. So I'm going to ask her, how have the discussions of the SEC been going? Is there anybody else who's on her side of things? I'll ask all those questions. And funny enough, Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire, he retweeted her. He said, it's time for Congress to get busy legislating. That's what you do when things are new, complex, and have broad impact on society. Thanks, Hester Peirce. So it goes back to Congress. They're the ones that have to rein in Gary Gensler. They're the ones that have to put the guardrails in place. Finally, guys, Tiffany Fong shared an update here on Sam Bankman-Fried. So Sam Bankman-Fried was hit with 4 new criminal charges in a superseding indictment in New York federal court this morning and now faces a total of 12 counts. This is great news. According to CNBC, Sam Bankman-Fried could see an additional 40 years in prison if convicted in this case. I love it. This man needs to be in jail. Justice has to be served here. This man committed fraud just like Bernie Madoff, and a lot of people lost money. And, he needs to be held accountable. And I hope he doesn't get off, especially with all the political donations that he gave out. There's other news around that, by the way, that I think they're accusing him of committing like political fraud and all these things. But all that said, I just want justice to be served and he goes to jail. All the details and so forth, I'll let the courts figure that out, but he has to go to jail because we all know what he did. Anyway, guys, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below, and I'll talk to you all later.